am Colonel Harrison, and we are the 1st Litchfield Artillery Regiment. We are a private militia chartered into the laws of the state of Connecticut. Now, the guns that you see here today are model 1841. It is the one that existed at the beginning of the Civil War, and it was used through about the first to second year. Our members served these pieces, as we call them, the same manner that they were served back in 1841. As one of our purposes as a militia is to preserve the lore of the horse-drawn artillery and to demonstrate it in public situations. We welcome all of you to the second portion of the Town of Litchfield celebration for Independence Day and the founding of our great country. This is the 237th birthday of the United States. On this 4th day in July 1776, the U.S. Declaration of Independence was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. And at the time of its signing, 2 p.m., the 13 colonies in Great Britain had been at war for over 1 year. It took brave men to take such a stand in order to ensure that our people could finally live in freedom. We honor all our citizens who have served in the armed forces to continue our right to live free as free men and women. We thank every veteran that is here for their service to this country. President Ronald Reagan said it very plainly when he said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction." We did not pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed out for them to do the same. And we'll now have our color guard advance the colors, and when the flags have been posted, we will ask all patriots to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance at that time. During the pledge, all veterans are encouraged to salute, whether you're in uniform or not. All others are reminded to place their right hand over their heart during the pledge, and all who are able should stand when the colors are presented and during the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Present. 4.
The 1st Litchfield Artillery Regiment Independence Day ceremony for the town of Litchfield, Connecticut. The ceremony we are conducting today is the same ceremony that is used nationwide to celebrate the birthday of our great country. This ceremony was originally conceived by Litchfield resident and author Eric Hatch, along with his good friend and Litchfield resident artist Eric Sloan. Hatch and Sloan wrote a collaborative article entitled "Let Freedom Really Ring," which appeared in This Week magazine's February 17, 1963 issue. This article so inspired Connecticut Senator Abraham Riverkoff that he took the ideas of these two men to Congress. The nationwide ringing of bells, now known as "Let Freedom Ring," was adopted by Congress on 26 June 1963 and recorded as Concurrent Resolution number 25. Concurrent Resolution 25. Whereas the tolling of the Liberty Bell at Independence Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the 4th day of July, 1776, proclaimed the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and whereas the adoption of this historic document marked the birth of our country as a free and independent nation, and whereas it is fitting that the anniversary of this great event should be appropriately observed in each year at the same moment throughout the United States. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Congress hereby, number 1, declares that the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence should be observed each year by the ringing of bells throughout the United States at the hour of 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time in the afternoon of the 4th day of July, or at such other time on that day as may be determined by local authority. And number 2, call upon civic and other community leaders to take appropriate steps to encourage public participation in such observance. Eric Hatch, who fought in both World War I and World War II, who also founded the 1st Litchfield Artillery Regiment, died on the 4th of July, 1973 at 2:15 p.m. The artillery, which he founded and loved dearly, had just finished firing the 13-gun salute, and the church bells had rung in all of Litchfield churches. The timing was as perfect as one could ask for, and Eric held on until his men had completed his ceremony. It is also significant that the Model 1841 bronze 6-pounder cannon being fired here today is the same gun that was dedicated by the 1st Litchfield Artillery in June of 1973 at the end of Colonel Eric Hatch's command. We hope you enjoy your day and are glad that you are here with us to celebrate the 236th birthday of this great nation. We will fire a cannon salute for each of the original 13 colonies in order that they ratify the Constitution of the United States of America. The Litchfield churches will then ring their bells 13 times at 2 p.m. What I will do is I will read the 13 colonies in the order in which they ratified the Constitution and the date in which they ratified the Constitution. And once I do that, they'll fire a cannon for subsequent to each announcement of the state. First one, Delaware, December 7th, 1787. The second state to ratify the Constitution on December 12th, 1787 was Pennsylvania.
Fire!
New Jersey was the third state to ratify the Constitution on December 18th, 1787.
Fire!
Fourth state was our farthest southern partner, Georgia, January 2nd, 1788.
Fire!
Number 5 is the greatest state in the nation, which is home for the greatest community in the nation, Litchfield. The fifth state, Connecticut, January 1788. Is our neighbor to the north, the great state of Massachusetts, February 6th, 1788.
Fire!
The seventh state to ratify the Constitution on April 28th, 1788 was Maryland.
Fire!
Number 8, South Carolina, May 23rd, 1788. Number 9 was our northern neighbor, New Hampshire, on June 21st, 1788. The 10th state to ratify the Constitution on June 21st, 1788, Virginia. New York was the 11th state, July 26th, 1788. North Carolina was the 12th state to ratify the Constitution on November 21st, 1789. 13th state to ratify the Constitution is our tiny neighbor to the east, Rhode Island, May 29th, 1790.
Fire!